Okay, well, welcome to 10-4. We're going to start with numeric and word forms. Okay, so it says here at the top, recognizing and writing word forms of numbers is important in some workplace situations and when writing checks. Okay, so if I have to give a large sum of money to somebody or an organization, then I will write a check. I'm not going to walk around with cash on me. So, like if I got to pay for my kids' hockey, I'll write a check. If I have to pay for the fence that some guy built for me in August this year, I give him a check. I'm not just going to like roll out a wad and like pay him in bills. Okay, so it's more professional to give a check, and you have to be able to write the word in word form as well as number form. So we're going to just do that today. This class, the math that you'll see is mostly related just to like your everyday life. So hopefully you can take something away from each class. Okay, so numbers can be represented in two ways, obviously the word form and the number form. And numbers are written in words by identifying where each number is located in the place value chart. And you don't have the place value chart, but it'll show up in the notes. And remember, place a hyphen between the tens and ones. This is not a big deal. Like if you do not do this, not a big deal, okay? So not too important here, okay? You don't have to stress out about if you remembered a hyphen, or because I don't put a hyphen in. Who cares? So let's flip the page. So that's an example of the place value chart. The place value chart just tells you like the digits. So if you've ever had trouble reading numbers, hopefully I can try and help you with this today. So it says look at the following numeric and word forms. So we'll start with the first one. This is 1,400. Some people will just say 1,400. So 1,400. So both are okay. And you can see that you have the place value chart like this. So the 1,400 goes there. And I bet most of you are looking at this like this is really easy. So you read from right to left, like this is the ones, the tens, the hundreds, and the thousands, and you just keep going right to left like that using this chart. So how many ones do you have, how many tens do you have, how many hundreds? And we use 10 because we got 10 fingers and it's easy to count by tens, so that's how it's done. Okay, so we usually group them into groups of 3. So like some people put commas, like the Americans will put commas, and then in Canada we just put a space. So like if you, like I would never write a check for $3 million. I am not that rich. But say you did, then you just put a space here. It just helps with reading it. We group them in thousands. So this one here, like you would think of this 756 sort of by itself, and then the 23 by itself. Okay, so you have, how many thousands do you have there? You guys can just call it out. 3 thousands, and how many 10,000s? 2. So most people just say you got 23 thousands there. So you got 23,000, and then you got 756. So that's how you'd write it out. 23,756. Make sense? Pretty easy? Just nod your head if this is like easy. Okay.
Please pardon the interruption. But prior to setting your classes down for photos for students that don't have their ID taken, please wait. You will be called down to the gym. Otherwise, there's too many people downstairs at one time. So please hold your classes. You will be called down to the gym in order to have students who haven't had their ID taken. Thank you.
So that was Mr. Poon. He is one of your assistant principals. Hands up if you haven't taken your photo yet. Okay, so maybe they'll call us down. I'm not sure. I just took my photo. That's why I'm dressed like this. Normally I would not dress like this. Okay, so here we got the music and recording industry. I just flipped the page. So they sell millions of dollars worth of music CDs each year. Maybe not so much anymore now that there's like iTunes and stuff. But they used to sell millions and millions of CDs, and then imagine what the sales would look like over a 10-year period. They have to work with large numbers. So you should be able to read numbers, and like we usually go to, you have your units here, and then you have 1,000, and then try to go with me here. After 1,000 is 1,000,000, which they call million. And then if you have 1,000 of those, you got a billion. So it's 1,000, 1,000,000, and then 1,000,000,000. So imagine you had $1, you had 1 loonie, then times that by 1,000. Now you got 1,000 loonies. So you have 1,000 loonies. That's a lot, right? Times that by 1,000. You have 1,000 piles of 1,000 loonies. That's a lot of money. And then billions, like even crazier. It's like another 1,000 multiplication. So it's just ridiculous amounts of money that like none of us will ever see unless some luck strokes us over. So I wish, like, look at this number. Like, imagine you had that much money. That'd be crazy. What would you do? Anyways. Yep, exactly. Okay. What's that? You could buy like 50,000 Xbox Ones. So here's some examples of words. You can see that they are spaced out after the 1,000. The only one they don't space out is if it's just like just the 1,000. So I'll show you one. Like if it was 5,300, I'll usually say it like that, like 5,300. You don't usually put the space. And it's just so it looks kind of nice. If you space it out, the 5 sort of just hanging out by himself, it's weird. So these are examples. So I always just like look at the spaces. So we have 460,000. Here there's like no thousands, no units, so it's just 3 million. And then we have 500,000 with the 72 million. We have the 634,000 with the 250 million. Okay, so here's examples for you. And then they even get into the billion. It's like on the quiz, like I'm not going to give you one that has like a billion. I'll give you one that's like reasonable. You guys think you could handle that on a quiz? Sweet. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so let's try some of this practice. This page I want you guys to try to work on your own. This is what the quiz will look like. You'll have a chart that looks like this. You just have to fill in a couple boxes and that'll be your quiz. So you can get some practice now. You can see that they've given us 48. So all you have to do is write that number in. The next one is 50, and all you have to do is write that number in.
I found a young man that was just really eager to get here and do some math.
Who's that?
Mr. Andrew.
Mr. Andrew?
Yeah. Mr. Druin.
Oh, Andrew? Is
No
his
relation to Jonathan.
okay, Andrew's his first name?
Yeah.
Andrew, can you come grab us?
So Andrew, you weren't here yesterday? Sorry, Andrew was with me,
Oh, okay.
but it's first time for you. There you go.
All right, thank you, sir.
Mr. Lineweber.
Yeah, Mr. Lineweber, yeah. Okay, so here's a book for yourself. We are a couple pages in.
This is awesome because they are going to work their butt off with me for you too.
Good.
Yeah. Even Carter.
Even Carter, what is that supposed to mean?
We've got to get started work.
Okay, guys, so while you're working on this, I'm just going to be passing out the course outline. And this course outline, you can go home and show your parents if that's something you're interested in. Or if they ever ask you, like, what are you doing in school? How does your teacher mark you? What are you even doing in math class? If they ever ask you that, you can just say, well, here, take a look at my course outline. The teacher has prepared it for you. If you have any questions, you can phone the school, you can email me, and my email is provided on this sheet if your parents ever want to talk to me. And then if I ever have an issue with one of you guys, I'll just contact your parents anyway. And it makes me happy. We have, I'll just finish the rest of this chart for you. You can check your spelling with mine. And so I'll just finish this first box. You can just keep doing what you're doing and check with mine. You notice I don't put the hyphens. Anybody not putting the hyphens? Yeah, I just, too much. I find 70 a weird one to spell, even though it's just the word seven with ty after. 70. It's kind of a weird word to say. 87, that's a good number. Why is 87 a good number? Who knows why 87 is a good number? Sid the Kid, right? You guys know who that is? What? He scored the golden goal. Like Lemieux? Okay, so there's the rest of that chart. You just double check yours with mine. Anybody's got any questions right now I need to address? All right, sweet. So it looks like the next chart has some harder ones. 227, 227. 846. 609. So sometimes kids will mix this one up. They might put like 690, but so 609. 400, too easy. 752. 304. And 931. Was there anyone that had any issues with that chart? There's only maybe one or two that might mess you up, just if you read it too quickly and just kind of mistake it, like 609 and 304. Because if they don't put 40, it's just the unit 4. Okay, so now it's got to do the words part for the hundreds. So we have 400. Yes, sir? Yeah, man. Just be quick. Okay, next one is 172. And I would always just say the word in my head before I write it out. That way you can sound it out and help yourself spell it. 551. Okay, so I think you guys get the idea. I'm just going to walk around and take a look. Oh yeah, you guys are machines. This looks good. No issues in these two rows. Okay, so I'm going to move on because it looks like you guys all got this. I don't want to waste your time. Now we can talk about checks. Checks, like I said at the beginning of class, this is kind of why we're doing this. When you write a check, you have to put the dollar amount and the word form. And I think that's just for clarity, just in case like maybe you wrote the numbers messy, you could like have a double check with the words. So where it says pay to the order of, that's whoever you're going to pay. So like, you know, when I go to pay my kids hockey, I would do this. I would put KC Hockey or whatever they tell me to write there. Okay? So maybe I'm paying this hockey organization so my kid can register and play for the year. And then over here at the top right, and like this is going to be on there. It'll say date. Like it's not a mystery. Where this one is a bit of a mystery. It's just like a blank line. So this is where you'd want to put the date. So it'll say that there. It'll say date. So it's not a mystery. So today's, well, they have like 19 there. So this is an old check. So we can just make up a date. So today's September 2nd, which is my brother's birthday. So I should call him today. He's 32 today. You guys know how old I am? Take a guess. Hey, big guy. You gotta pull your hood back, please. No worries. And take this book. Sir. Do you guys know how old I am? Who guessed? Someone said 20 something. 21? Too young. I'd be still in university. Yeah, it's 30. Yeah, I'm 30. You guys think I'm 21? Ooh. 24? Still got it. Okay, and then I put a little 1 here. You wouldn't have to write that there, but I'm assuming that that's like the check number. What happens is you get a book of checks, and it's really weird. You actually have to pay for it. It seems so bizarre. The bank will make you pay them like sometimes like $30 or $40 just for a checkbook. Yeah. Because we're just trying to actually do what real life is like. But like in real life, your check would have the check number already on it, and then it would say date, and you would just fill in the date. So you would write your check for whatever it is. This one happens to say 1,260. So you go 1,260. And then in today's checks, oh no, you would want to do this as well. Because money has always got the 2 cents. And then when you go to write out your word form, there's usually let me erase that. There's usually like this like fraction out of 100, and that's where you don't write out the cents in word form. You would put it here. So if you have no cents, you would just go like XX, like you don't put anything there. So this checks for 1,260. And then at the bottom left, usually this says memo. And then maybe I would put like registration or something. Just, it's like a little note for why the check is being written. And then on the bottom right, you get to have a little fun. You get to sign your name. So it's like.
Thank you everyone for your patience. We get classes 114, that's the Z class, and 125 if you've got students that need their picture taken. You send them down to the diffuser. Thank you.
So on the bottom right line, this is where we get to have some fun. You get to do your signature. Now, the signature should be signature to you. And what I mean, like, nobody should be able to copy it. Mine's kind of weak. It's pretty copyable. But it's something that you want to repeat your whole life. It's the same signature. And it's like the one time it's okay to be messy. It's really weird. It's like, be messy. It's okay. So mine kind of looks like this. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like, I just put this is like a T in handwriting. So for my first name, Todd. And then I just put like a big Todd, yeah. And then Lineweber is my last name, and I just put a little dot for the I, and I just like basically just do a long L. It's really weird. And I just, yeah, you do whatever you want to do there for your signature. It's basically my initials. It just kind of looks like a word form. Okay, so you can just make up whatever you wanted to make it up. Maybe you want to pay to the order of, like, you know, Johnny Cash. I don't know. Pay to the order of Johnny. And you make up a date. Maybe it's August 5th, 1931. It's old. This is check 2. And it's for 22. Well, this guy owes a lot to Johnny. 22,455. Sign your name. Do whatever you want there. Whatever you want to do for your signature. I've seen some crazy signatures. And then maybe it's for music tutoring. Who knows? Could be for whatever you want. You can just fill it in however you want it. Okay, so I'll just ask you to finish the rest of these checks. Sometimes they give you the word form, sometimes they give you the numbers. So finish off these checks. Yeah, you make up whatever you want. So let's just do this now. And I'll take attendance. Okay, so here we have all the provinces and territories, and it looks like some populations from, it's probably just some year they got the data from, and we'll just do a few, we don't have to do all of them. So which province has the most people? Ontario. Anybody from Ontario? There's usually maybe one or two. Nobody from Ontario? Okay, so let's write this number down. You might have to write small, it's a big number. 11 million. So the group after thousands is always the millions. So we have 11 million 410,000 and then 46. Yeah. 46. And then this might surprise you, but the next biggest population is no, in Canada, big guy. Just these ones. Yeah, Quebec. The Québécois. Anybody from Quebec? Anybody speak French? Oui? No. Yeah. 7,230,000 237. I just ran out of space. Thousand. This is like 400. I don't know how you're supposed to fit this number in. 479. And you can see how ridiculous this is. Like, I'm not going to make you do this a bunch of times. Hey, buddy. So you'll have to just get caught up. We just worked through the first section. Here, I'll show you, Jared. Look. It's all good, man. You going to get caught up for me on the weekend, maybe? You just have to go. It's really easy to get started. It's just writing out words. And then we did some checks. Okay, and see how it goes to page 11? Yeah.
May we have rooms 131, 126, 128. If you have any students who have their ID taken, please send them down to the gym. Thank you.
So that's us. See the room 131? So anybody who has not taken their picture, hands up. You're just going to go walk to the gym. You guys know where the gym is? Okay. Yeah. And just come back and get your stuff when you're done. Too much, right? So how much where does Alberta sit here? Where do we sit in this? Pretty close to the So we're close to the top. Who's got more than us? Other than Ontario. Yeah, BC. BC's got more than us. Anybody been to BC? I love it there. Is it the best there? 1 hour? Oh, too bad. It's so great. Yeah, it's a great place. A lot of people from Alberta will go to BC to do vacations, because you can do camping, and the mountains are there, and they got really nice, warm lakes. All right, so that's good. And I'm just gonna make you on the quiz, guys. I'll make you do one really big number. That's it. I skipped a bunch. I skipped a bunch. There's too much. Do none of it? All right, we'll do none of it. All right, because it's a small number. All right. 26,000. Your mom's from there? Does she like it there? Cold, yeah, I can imagine. 26,700. $45. Are you okay with rounding out a room? You okay writing on the side like that? Or do you have to have everything in the box? Jared, you okay? You got a pencil? All right. All right. So this next activity here, they want you to like just pick numbers and say them out loud. So you guys can grab a partner, and you guys can just pick a few numbers and say them out loud, and make sure you get them correctly.